Hi friends, I'm Dave Barklow, pastor at Fort Walton Beach First United Methodist. Welcome to the Pastor's Corner, our daily devotional to help us focus our mind on the things of God. We're getting close to the end of the Sermon on the Mount, and today we're going to hear a parable that Jesus closes the sermon with that really helps us to understand what he wants us to do with the words of his sermon. So this is chapter 7, verses 24 through 27. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house upon the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. So here we have a kind of a compare and contrast. And this is actually a real world situation in Palestine where Jesus is teaching. They would build their homes during the dry season. So it did not rain at all. There weren't even afternoon thunder showers to relieve the heat during the dry season in Palestine. And so they would build their homes and they would be there for a while. And then the rainy season would come and it would be great rains, big rains, washing out of riverbeds, creating floods. And it was true. I mean, people had probably seen this actually happen. Houses that were built well on solid foundations could survive the rainy season, while houses that were hastily erected and not built with good foundations would not survive the rainy season. And so as he's doing this, Jesus is actually probably calling to mind something they've all seen, but he's applying it to his words. The difference between the wise and the foolish man is not their IQ. It's not how smart they are. It's that one of them hears the words of Jesus and does them, the sure foundation. The other one hears the words of Jesus and does not do them. It's not about knowing the words of Jesus. It's not about knowing the Sermon on the Mount or knowing how to be in the church. It's about what we actually do. Matthew, through this entire sermon, pings-pongs back and forth between the inner and the outer life. And what he says is that eventually the two will match up. Eventually, whether you are wise and follow with Jesus, or whether you're foolish and don't, eventually the rains will come. The storm will happen. And your inner and your outer life will be shown to match in some way or another. So we want to strive to be the wise builder, the one who listens to the words of Jesus Christ, the ones of the sermon and all the other red letters in our gospel, and we build our lives on him because he doesn't just tell us the truth, he is the truth. We're going to finish the Sermon on the Mount tomorrow with just one verse, two verses, verse 28 and 29, and think about what it means to follow Jesus. Friends, remember, I love you, take care of yourselves, and shine the light of Christ.